Hey. Yeah, I thought that would work. I hope so. Yeah, we'll see where we get, but yeah, where should we pick up? Yeah, I'm getting that to run right now, so we should be able to see it. Just a list. Right. Ah, we've opened the camera, and now we can see this is what the emulator shows when you don't have a camera. Mm, right. Is that both of us, or am I? Yeah. Did I miss a button? Let's see. Audio output capture. Da-da. Right, it's just us. What? Okay, so that's turned on, and that. So I think that you can see these settings, right? Oh, OBS doesn't share the OBS screen. Oh, okay. Well, just right, but it's on. Yeah. that. Nope, because that bar should move, right? But we didn't change anything from last week. Nobody can hear you apologizing, Kenneth. I know, it's just funny. No audio filters going on. There's no... I mean, yeah, that's what it would be. Should I maybe, let's... Yeah, I just figured maybe we'll add another one and that'll be different. Because they multiply, right? When you get them in series like that, or is it parallel? Yeah. So that's not doing anything. That's capturing me. So that's from the mic. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what desktop audio is. I'm not sure where that came from. But it's always been there. Nope. Yeah, I mean, I didn't stream anything in the meantime. So as far as quick solutions go, I think I could put you through the speakers, but that seems really janky. But at least we can see you. That's a definite upgrade. We can. Also, they need to, yeah, so it's not working. That'd just be the Rift. Yeah, the Oculus Rift, it's plugged in. Which is why I'm thinking that's definitely not it. It should be the built-in analog thing. This output device, does that... Yep. Let's see, muting here or over here. Line out. that one though. Nope. Yeah, but I mean, it's the only other option, right? Audio analog stereo. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, it was gonna take them a little bit to catch up to whatever I did to make that go away, which I guess was just cycle through the output devices. Okay. Wait, you want this here? Yeah, let's see.
We're working on it.
So that is gonna work because now you're coming through the monitor.
That's okay. There's at least a little bit of me.
Which means I don't need the headphones on. But what?
I said there's at least a little bit of me.
Yeah, and it's kind of grainy. And would be probably awful for the people hearing it through the mic from the monitor.
Yeah, that's not going to be great.
Yeah, so.
Oh, man.
Matching those together doesn't do anything, right? No. What is going on?
Let's just go. And
I don't. I mean, should I just restart my computer at this point? Yeah, that's true. But I feel like we're kind of to that stage where it's like, well, did you turn it off and on yet? Really? Or are they saying that just because they're 30 seconds behind and you were coming through the monitor end of the thing? Okay, so should I put you back through the monitor then? Okay. So. Oh, what? What? Okay, there you are.
This is amazing.
It's so grainy.
This is the thing that we will have to fix for future weeks. Just
Right.
it's the growing pains. I've been trying to do streaming with a friend of mine doing video games. There's not a good multi-person solution.
Yeah. Well, we did it last week somehow.
Yeah, no, I don't know. We'll figure it out. Chris G says that's a total Microsoft solution. Microsoft has pretty good products nowadays.
Well, you're not grainy for the moment, so this could work.
Great.
That has stopped, I guess.
And yeah, Coding Tutorials 360. Both of us, Ben and I, we both work for Treehouse. If I can hear myself. This is gonna be fun. All right.
Yeah. Wait. Does this mean that we're gonna get crazy reverb from you talking to yourself?
I hope not.
Okay. Well, somebody let us know if that happens.
I'm on headphones on my end, so so it shouldn't bounce back.
Cool.
All right, so let's start building this thing again.
Yeah,
18
where
minutes
were
after
we?
the start of the stream.
Okay, so we built the app and we ran it.
Yeah.
And we have a blank screen.
Right. Shouldn't we have like a list of stuff or
Yeah,
a
we
login?
should. We should. We definitely should.
Okay,
But
so where are those?
I don't know, which is more exciting because it gives us something to do.
Yes, there's nothing better than things suddenly being built. Are you sure you didn't go messing with all of this?
Oh,
during the
positive.
break?
Positive.
All right, because this is okay. I'll believe you, I guess. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, breathe.
Now that chat can hear us both. Well, Ben is
And see us
bugging
both.
What's going on?
I think.
Say what?
And see us both.
Yeah, they can see us both. They can hear us both. And so, yeah. There we go. Chris G, I can understand your complaint if Ben was running Windows. Ben's on Linux, though. So there's not a thing, that's updating in the middle of the night. I mean, Linux does update in the middle of the night, but that's not what's going on here. Raven, yeah, I see the Twitch chat as well. I can see YouTube, Twitch, and Beam if you're on any of those services. Coding Tutorials 360, do we take guest developers on Treehouse LiveCoding? We haven't yet, but it's definitely a thing we might do. If you want to email me, I'm Kenneth at teamtreehouse.com, and pitch me your idea. I will, we'll talk it over. Yeah, so what's up? You've got a 401.
Yeah.
You got an unauthorized. Maybe, what was the thing? It was that's it. Maybe your token is invalid?
Maybe.
Let me, user Mr. Grumpy.
Actually, let's type that how it looks. Get thoughts.
So,
Just
you
sprucing up these
have
error
a
statements.
you have a refresh token. Yeah, that one expired. Okay, here, let me,
Ooh, do we have an expired token?
okay, try it now. I updated your token. So hopefully now you should be able to get in. Yeah, so whenever you get that token, you're given a refresh token. And you can use that refresh token to validate the token, right?
So, nope, don't follow that.
Whenever you get your token for logging in,
Yeah.
right? You remember
The auth
you saved
token, the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that will give you a refresh token. It gives you like this bundle of JSON. Inside there, there's your token, and there's also a refresh token.
Gotcha.
And the like how long the token's live for.
Okay.
You can use that refresh token to revalidate your token, or I guess like get a new token or whatever. All I did, I just made your token longer.
What's
what's
the purpose of the refresh token then?
The idea there would be that you have the token expires after a certain amount of time, and you have to go and re-authorize yourself with the app using that refresh token to say that you actually are still you.
Okay, gotcha. So it is basically just a complicated long-term auth token.
Yeah, more or less.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but you send in the refresh token, and then it will give you a new access token when the access token has expired. So,
Awesome.
something to maybe do later.
We could do it
I'll do
now.
right now.
Well, I guess we can't do it now because we wouldn't be able to test it, but...
Yeah, you're not currently expired.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome. So... this is something that I did right after we had stopped last time, because I was trying to figure out how to do this the Anko way instead of just creating a text view and adding it to the vertical layout. And then I figured it out, and you want to use a with statement. Oops. And what this does is that, so like n here, we're doing this to the vertical layout. So we're adding a text view to the vertical layout. And it does the same thing as this, but it's more idiomatic way to do it.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah. So just dealing with that note because I've got it there. Moving on to this list, what do we want to do with that?
So the way that it's set up right now is that you have the condition, right? Like hungry, angry, paranoid, whatever.
Yeah.
And then you also have the optional note. So can we display it to where, like, say, hungry is like a heading, and then if there's a note, it's displayed below hungry?
Yeah, let's look over. Do we have a layout directory? We don't. So layout directory would be where you put XML layouts. And
okay. Is that for, like,
I did
design
file.
view kind of things?
Yeah, so you'd use it, like, even for, like, this, you'd do it in XML. But for a lot of this stuff, it's easier to do it in code because you need access to this stuff, and it's just easier to do it in code. But for something a little more static, like this list item where we don't need, there's not going to be buttons in the middle of it and little pieces of interactivity all the way throughout. It's kind of a static layout. I find those are sometimes easier to do in XML, which is the normal way to do it.
Sure, I can see that.
And so we need a layout directory. And then inside the layout directory, we can create a new layout resource file. And this will be, what do we want to call this? What are these individual items called? Like feeling items, or?
I think our model for them is called thoughts.
Thoughts. So this would be a thought.
The model is a thought, right? And multiple instances of them would be thoughts.
Gotcha. So let's do that as a thought. And linear layout's fine. We can change that if we don't like it.
So linear would be side by side.
Yeah.
Like a horizontal layout.
Or up and down, depending on the orientation flag.
Okay. Yeah, because it's in a line, but.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Though, what's newer in Android is constraint layout, and it's nice that they give us this pop-up for it. This is new and pretty awesome.
Okay.
Just automatically add the dependency and be done with it, so you don't have to, because it's not bundled as part of standard Android yet.
Okay.
But like they're moving towards it, so they're making it easy. Yeah. So let's try to use a constraint layout instead of a linear layout.
Okay.
And I don't think we need an orientation for that.
So then the other two things there were just matching the parents. So however big the parent container is, that's what the individual constraint layout will be.
Right, and
it'll be as large as the parent is. Okay.
And indeed, we don't want that for the height. So we probably want something like maybe 50 dp.
Okay. Is there not like an auto, like where it just shrinks to fit the content?
That would be wrap content or wrap.
Because I mean, it seems like we would just want them to be as big as each.
Yeah, wrap content.
As big as each thing is, right?
I mean, that would depend on kind of, do you want to have it be equal spaced rows that you then click on to expand? Or...
yeah, that could be handy, I guess. I don't know, let's get something going and then we can always play with it once we have it, right?
Yep. So in this constraint layout, which I'm just going to set it to 75 dp just to work with, because wrap content was putting it all the way down here and that's just weird to look at.
Okay.
It's not going to be that big. Is density independent pixel.
Okay.
So that's basically saying it's going to look like this on every device.
Right, it's 75 pixels, but that changes depending on how many pixels are actually
Right.
like in a inch or whatever on the device. So higher density devices will have actually more pixels there than just 75, while lower ones might be just 75.
Yep.
Cool.
So then we
Good to know.
need to drag out a text view. Maybe put it there.
So that'll be like our headline, our hungry, angry, paranoid, whatever.
Yeah, and then I guess below it we could put the other one.
Okay.
Then we can give this one an ID of, so this is going to be the title, or?
Sure.
Yeah,
condition, I think is what it's called.
Condition.
Display. But you can just call it condition or title or whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Condition's cool.
Okay.
And then this will be like the body. What?
Yeah, or notes maybe.
I haven't done anything. What did you do?
You don't have any usages.
Yeah.
How can we update usages that don't exist?
Stop it. Okay, so
Computers.
what did we go with? Body?
Sure. Body works. It's called notes in the model.
Notes,
So,
yeah. Well, we should be consistent with the model. That's a best
Alright.
practice. We can do that.
let's be consistent then.
Yeah. So then I think this is representing tool text and text. That'll be easier to see if we go over here, though. So text is the property of your text that's going to be the text. But what's cool is here's this tools namespace. And so we can do... So actually, first of all, we don't want any text in there to begin with. That doesn't really make sense.
Right.
But what we do want is tools... tools text, and we can set that equal to optimistic, and the same. What are you complaining about? This view is not constrained. It only has design time positions. Yeah, so we'll need to add constraints. Let's get rid of those because they're lying.
Okay.
So basically the tools namespace is only relevant right here. So see how it says optimistic? That's
Yes.
only going to be in this design view. So
Okay,
the
that
tools
won't be
namespace
the
is
actual,
basically, yeah, it's basically like your mock data.
Okay.
So like this, it doesn't exist at all except for helping us to design it.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, so then in here we need to give this something as well. And we'd want this to be a little longer, so like, I'm feeling really good today. And then that should, yeah, so then it helps us to just get a better feel for the text views.
Okay. That makes sense.
What did you just grab? Okay, did that move? So it keeps giving us these tools parameters that we don't want. So constraint layout, and I haven't used it a lot yet, but I need to figure out how to add a constraint. And I forget which one of these you drag on.
I don't
But so
feel
it's
like
like-
I can actually help you at all on that.
Well, do you see
because
this
I have no
arrow
idea.
here? Like how this is now an arrow coming out, and I can put it to there.
Uh-huh.
So it's like this should have added a real constraint. Let's see. So yeah, it's a constraint to the bottom of parent. And
So Vivo Sucks says something about the first text view ID didn't update.
ooh, hey, let's check that out. He's right. And we called that
she.
thought, or she. They, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Watson, maybe it's Watson.
That could be a problem.
Cool. So thought, and is that what's messing with it? You want me to do what? Okay, I guess yes. Okay, I guess yes was the right answer. Cool. Points for yes.
Woohoo.
Awesome. So what we really want is we want this one kind of constrained to the bottom of this one. Oh, come here. Wow, this is really not working out so well. And now it's gone. Whoa. Okay, come back. Get back to where you were.
The joys of building things live on camera, right?
Yeah. Okay, so there, it's kind of constrained. Well, also, I could probably do this a lot faster if I wasn't doing a constrained layout, but it's supposed to be the new hotness, so you got to give it a shot.
Yeah, no, you gotta try out the hot new stuff.
So yeah, see how this is kind of moving both of them together because they're constrained in that way?
Right.
So it's like, and actually you can see if we click on this guy, so it's got like a little bit of wiggle room here, and then apparently a margin of 7 at the bottom. I don't remember setting that. That must have been when I dragged it around. But it's cool that we can see how when we move this, it saves that margin right there and kind of plays with the spring-looking part. Anywho. So let's constrain this to the left side of that. Now that one doesn't make sense. You right there.
I mean, potentially people leave like a huge note, right? Like,
yeah.
There's nothing to stop them from writing something, massive, multiple paragraphs of stuff.
Right.
So that may be a fun condition to test.
Yeah, let's...
For instance, I will go ahead and throw one in on your account.
Oh, thank you.
So it's so nice being an admin where I can just go do whatever I want.
Okay, so yeah, that's a problem.
Let's say you're overwhelmed that day. I'm gonna go grab some Ipsum, and we'll just toss in like a paragraph or two of stuff, and see what that looks like when it comes out. Because on this day you were feeling particularly wordy, and we'll just see what happens. All right, cool. Because yeah, it's a good thing for us to test to make sure that we can handle these multiple edge cases. I mean, like you were talking earlier about having it to where, maybe it just shows like Hungary, and then you would tap on Hungary and it would show all of the details of it. That may be a thing that we need to end up doing.
Right.
But let's play with it and see what we get first. See what happens.
So I don't really know why it's showing off over on the right over here.
Okay.
So I've got this set and it's got a margin on the text view.
Okay.
Which needs a horizontal constraint, so I must have deleted a constraint that we needed. So this view is not constrained horizontally, and it will jump to the left unless you add a horizontal constraint.
Okay.
Well, that feels like what it's showing me then is very dishonest.
You can't trust computers.
Yeah.
We established this earlier today, right? Like you can't trust computers.
Yeah, I'm not buying this. Alright, let's do the following then. Perfect.
Hey, Dark Dev, welcome to the stream.
Okay, so getting back to layouts that make sense, we now have a linear layout.
Okay. Layouts that you understand.
Right. And then we can just drag out a text view, followed by another text view, and then name the top one thought. Right? Right, it did it. Cool. And the bottom one would be, what did we go with? Notes. And that width, that height, yep, those both look good. And
Okay.
Nope, it's, I guess we need to, so the tools namespace is not imported yet, so that'll import it, but we don't really want to import it there, so we copy it out, put it up there, and then we can change this to tools text and optimistic like it was before, and copy this down here.
So much typing.
Yeah. And then there we go. So it'll look like that.
Okay.
And then we can add a margin of ADP. And just, do you see how the margin works? Like, isn't that nice?
Yeah, it just kind of moves it away from everything.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of border and everything, yeah.
But versus that constraint layout where I added a margin and it was like, nope, we're still going to be up on this right edge.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously that's where it should be.
Yeah, I guess. There's a lot of little things like that in Android that kind of, you can spend a lot of time to figure them out, and you'll figure them out eventually, but sometimes, like, when you're trying to actually make progress on something, not really worth it.
Right.
Give some padding to the whole thing as well, so now we've got a border around the whole thing, which will make this not sit right up on the edge of the phone screen, and these are still both
Nice.
wrap content, so they should be about the same size, or, you know, whatever size they need to be.
Okay.
Cool. And actually, since we didn't end up using a constraint layout, this would have been pretty easy to do in code as well.
Okay.
But we don't have to do it in code. So, and we want to replace this guy, right? Oh, and we also need to get, so what's my tag for the notes?
So if you're looking at a thought, it's just called notes.
Perfect.
Or it should be, yeah.
Notes.
And now that may be blank. There may not be anything in there.
Gotcha.
I don't know if that matters to your
To
your language or not.
It should be fine.
Okay.
And is this how this works? Let's see.
I don't know. Let's find out.
Include, and then a layout ID, r.layout,
You're the one who gets to tell me that.
dot, oh crap, what do we call it? Thought. Right? And then what do you want? Not enough information to figure out what type it is, so add the type parameter like is in that picture over there, and it is a linear layout.
You gotta be so specific.
And then you're happy, and that should do it.
Okay.
But then to get,
How do we
That's frustrating.
send the condition and the notes into there?
yeah, so that's Java. It's not, we don't need to do that here.
we don't do Java if we can help it.
So it was thought, and then this is going to equal find, no, actually, vertical layout dot find. And then we need to say that there's a text view, and we want to find r.id.thought.
Okay.
And we need to tell it this is not null. Okay. And then we can do the same thing for notes.
Right.
And then we can do thought dot, which we can't reuse, so notes text view.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Don't want to overwrite those things. Yeah.
Yeah, especially with something that's a totally different type. That
Yeah. That may cause some issues.
yeah. Well, not in Python, but
No, Python, we don't care.
yeah.
We're just like, well, you obviously wanted to do that, so here, do it.
Dot. I just set the text like this, I think. Yeah. So another cool thing about Kotlin is that for a text view, it's called, for you do it in Java, you'd call this set text method.
All right.
Right.
You're gonna have
there.
getters and setters.
And then you'd pass in your text. But
Right.
Kotlin just unwraps that so that you can just do dot text equals and then put your text in.
That we do that in Python too.
Cool.
Yeah, we're not like we have this mentality in Python of we're all adults. That should be notes.text view or notes text
Yeah.
view. We have this concept in Python that we're all adults, and so the idea is that you do whatever you want to do with these objects, right? Like set attributes, get values, do whatever you need
Right.
to do. You're responsible for whatever happens. And that should be notes.toString, right, on 64?
Oh yeah, we're gonna see condition twice.
Yeah. So Vivo Sucks has asked, would you use Kotlin and Enko, however you would pronounce that one, in a production app, or would you stick with only Kotlin or only Java?
Oh, I'd use it in a production app for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd use Enko.
I would.
And Kotlin.
But I mean, you'd be kind of reliant on, who's ever in charge of the project being fluent in Kotlin, which
Sure.
is more and more common these days, but it's still not super common because those people don't write code so frequently.
Right.
Um,
Okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
that
guess
works.
maybe they're just asking, like, if you were to build a brand new app yourself, right? Like,
oh yeah, my app on the Play Store is Kotlin Enko all the way.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kotlin seems pretty nice. I mean, it seems maybe a little, me coming in with very little Java background, I mean, no Java background. I've done a couple of courses on Treehouse. It seems like there's maybe a bit more mental shift with doing Android with Kotlin, because like you kind of have to jump back and forth almost between the two languages, between Java and Kotlin. But Kotlin seems much nicer to write than Java to me as a Python developer.
Right? Do you see this string? Do you know how hard this is on Java?
No, I totally, I can totally believe you on all of that. I know there's like the string dot format and then
Yeah, parameters for your stuff to put in. Like, get out of here.
No, I'm 100% there with you. I've been doing Craig's courses, and string manipulation in Java is not a pretty thing.
It's so awful.
But yeah, it feels like to me it might be a little bit more challenging jumping back and forth as an absolute beginner, right? But I feel like once I had some decent experience with like how Android development works and some decent experience with how Kotlin works, that they would fit together very nicely.
Right, and there's not really much in the way of beginner Android Kotlin training. Like, if you want to learn Android from a Kotlin perspective, you're probably going to be looking at a lot of Java code still.
Right, yeah. So, whatever, that's cool. But yeah, Kotlin seems nice. I don't look at it and shudder, so.
Yeah, that's a
good.
plus. All right, so we got this going.
So it looks like we've got one.
But, yeah. Actually, we do just have the one, don't we? Why is that?
Which, it's funny because that's like your first one too, I think.
Yeah. It must be overwriting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why it's only pulling out one?
Well, no,
And
it's
pulling out your oldest one?
Yeah, let's see what it were. Let's print some conditions and notes.
Okay.
You can't just write conditions, Ben. It's condition.
You're like, no, look, I just print the whole thing out, man.
Right, like Colin's cool, but not that cool. You can't just add an S to print a whole array.
That'd be really nice to
Yeah.
like add the S and it immediately knows, oh, you want an array.
Yeah, now that I think of it, I really want that feature.
I don't. I had that. There will be so many edge cases where that does not work.
Hey, look, they're all here. So
They're
cool.
all there. Sweet. So why aren't they all showing up?
Because they're all being.
Are they all being tacked like set right on top of each other?
Yes. And
Okay.
we can actually confirm that in a really cool way. So developer options, and if you don't have developer options on your emulator or phone, I think you click on one of these things like 8 or 9 times, and then it's like, congrats, you're a
Yeah.
developer.
Yeah, I think it's the about emulated device. Well, that was about emulated device. On your phone, it's like about device or something like that. That was one of the first things I turned on when I got my Pixel because I was like, I might as well go play with all the random stuff I can.
Yeah, there's a lot of settings in here.
But I, being an iPhone user for so long, it's like very worrying to me that I don't have a safe backup like on a computer, or if the phone, if I screw something up.
So there,
So,
this
ooh,
button.
That's pretty.
And now you can see every layout on the screen for everything all the time.
That's nice. It's
Yeah,
handy.
really good for debugging, really bad
Uh-huh.
for general use.
Yeah, I do not want to use that on my day-to-day use of my phone. That would
So-
be very uncomfortable to try and use.
So that's interesting. There's this huge white section down here, which is part of some view.
Let's just fill that up.
Wait just a minute. Is that... Oh, okay.
Oh, because it was at match parent, so it automatically expanded to be the height.
Which is why it'd be the first one, right? I think we got it. I hope so.
Right, because it's going through the list from newest to oldest, and so it would have put the oldest one on top, and then since it's
Hooray.
the height of all the others,
That,
cool. Now why is that the only one that has text?
yeah, that's an excellent question. Well, actually, no, it's not. I know why. It's because I'm doing this in a totally non-standard way. Well, not totally non-standard, but normally you'd set up a recycler view for this, which is more work than I kind of wanted to do.
Okay.
But so we have set our layout, our thought layout, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and each time we have
Okay.
used the same ID. And so that's it. There's just those IDs. And so when we're going over it, it's confused about which ID to use.
Oh, okay. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
It's effectively just being told to use the same one like each time.
Right.
Okay.
And this is all getting a little bit messy anyway, so let's
We'll take a
refactor.
little bit of time and make it nicer.
Yeah. And you'll start by deleting the layout directory.
That we just spent all that time creating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think because it kind of played out that I think this will be an interesting to be like, well, screw that. That was a lot of work for not too much gain.
Sure. No, it's all about experimenting for me in the live streams. So, if it teaches us a little bit more, then that's excellent.
What are you complaining about? Oh, because those aren't strings.
Gotta use those strings, man. Alright.
So hopefully this will show everything, but it should be formatted not very well because there's no formatting on these, just text views.
Right. We're not controlling the layout like what it actually looks like. We're just saying show some text.
Right.
Okay.
Wow, that's a long one.
Yeah, I told you I was going to give you a long one. So yeah, so there you go. So the programming language that Ben is currently using is called Kotlin, Kotlin, and then the editor is just Android Studio.
Yep, which is just a souped up version of IntelliJ that the Android team puts out.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, IntelliJ with a couple of appropriate tweaks and fixes and patches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Android Studio seems pretty nice. I haven't played with it a whole lot, but it's funny because for a long time I was like a text editor only kind of person, right? Like it was Vim or Emacs for everything,
Yeah.
or TextMate or Sublime Text or whatever. And then I sat down and made myself use PyCharm for a while and got to where I was like, IDEs aren't all that bad. Like they're kind of nice. And now I'm kind of all over IDEs. Like I've been playing with PyCharm. I was playing around with Visual Studio. I was playing around with Android Studio and IntelliJ, and I've been corrupted.
Yeah, I feel kind of the same way about that layout thing, because it's like you can have all those things, you can drag it all out, and you can look at it before you build the app, which building the app takes a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I see the benefit of doing it on the layout tab, but then it just always gives me headaches over doing it in code. But then,
well, I mean, it's probably one of those things where it comes down to how you think about the process, right? Like you have developers that maybe they started off back when it was more web design than web development, or they came to development from design, so they can go and they can work in Figma or Sketch and build the whole thing out and figure out exactly what's going to go where and how everything's going to work, and then go and build an amazing layout very quickly.
right.
And then you have those that learned code first, and while they can use Figma or Sketch or whatever, it becomes more tedious, to approach it that way. So,
yeah. Or like if you've got designers on, like as part of your team, you'll probably have like a design, use the XML because it sort of codifies that really nicely.
Mm-hmm. All right, so what can we do with this to?
I think at this point,
the prettiness.
Yeah, I think we want to use a recycler view.
Okay.
Which is the normal way to do this, and what a recycle view does is, so each of these is a view, so you've got a linear layout for this one, and one for this one for this one, and so if you had 1,000, you'd have 1,000 linear layouts, which is a lot. And with a recycler view,
very intensive, I'm assuming.
Yeah, with a recycle view, you just have a few linear layouts and you just reuse them over and over. So it's like you take the contents out, put new contents in, depending on which one's showing on the screen.
Okay.
Which adds some complications that we have to handle, but it makes the user experience a lot better.
Okay. So VivoSucks has asked if it would be big trouble to separate like the text views with a line, like a bottom border, I suppose.
No,
to show that
I
each
don't
one is
think
its own
so.
separate thing.
Let's see, is there a...
But maybe we get to that after we get the view thing working.
Yeah, let me just see if there's a line thing in here.
Line height?
Maybe baseline?
Yeah, baseline should be how the text is aligned to the...
So, let's see, we can do a view with...
just draw a view in there that's just like a background color and it's a pixel high or something.
Yeah, because that works really well.
That seems really horrible to me, but if it works, I guess.
Oh, 'cause you need to be in all caps. Dot. Really, you need that one? No, you don't. Okay, well that's how we do it, but I think we should do it later as well.
Okay, yeah, let's come back to that.
Because our layout's going to go in a different class here in a second.
We can come back to making it more attractive.
Right. So we need a recycler view, and it needs to go kind of here. So let's start first. Let's make an adapter for our recycler view.
Okay.
So let's call this like thought adapter. So that's a cool title.
Yeah. We can adapt those thoughts.
Yeah. And then
this is part of our re-education program.
This, I always forget how to do this, so I always just look it up. Because it's one of those things, you do it all the time, but it's just a lot.
So is this like specifying what it extends or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Oh, there we go. Okay, so no, don't create that class. Really? Sorry, recycle view is another one of those things that you need to bring in from the outside world.
It's not there by default.
Right.
So it looks like it's your line 47.
No, because that's, well, we will need that.
That's the Inco one though.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a different one you need as well though. Alright. I'll stop trying to be helpful on that one.
Well, that was helpful. That was really helpful.
I'm just like looking for the word recycle. I'm like, it's in here somewhere, right?
That is not what we had in the other one, but maybe Anko's enough to get it. I always hate putting in more imports than you need. So I feel like that's easy to fall into when you just start searching for it, like, well, maybe that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. Okay, let's try that one then.
Yeah, I can see that being an issue. You gotta let Gradle do its thing.
Yep.
From the cradle to the cave.
Import. Right? Yay. Okay. So then this is going to be thought adapter dot view holder, which doesn't exist yet, obviously. And then inner class view holder, which extends recycle view dot view holder, and then that's going to complain about something. Needs to be a constructor, and it needs to take in a view. So your view holder, I guess that, yeah, that makes sense. It needs to take in a view.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to pass that view to the super, which that's all that's going on here. So this view comes in to here, and then we're basically just calling through to super by doing that.
Okay.
And then we need to implement these three guys.
Himanshu, we are currently building a recycler view so that we have fewer views actually being like instantiated in the running of the app, so that we can display all of the thoughts in a nicer way as far as processor is concerned, but also we can kind of build up some more control over how it's being displayed too.
So I'm going to make a thoughts map, and this is just going to be a mutable map of, and I don't exactly remember how this gets specified.
And this is map in the non-functional sense, this is map in the dictionary or hash array sense, right?
Yep.
Okay. Because, you know, programmers like to reuse words constantly.
Oh yeah, that's big. Oh, there it is. So it's that comma the other one. So
Applying a function that is in the collection. And then we have map like to our stream for the week.
Cool. So now that we've got our mutable map where we're just going to map thoughts to notes, which at first thought seems like a good idea, we can change get item count. And a cool thing in Kotlin is you don't need any of this if you can just make it return something. So thoughts dot length, no, size. Cool. So that's a nice shorthand for that function. And then here and on create view holder, we need to return a view holder. So what we need to return is view holder that takes in a view. And we don't have the view yet, so parent, well, I guess we should start with val view. Val view to declare the view, parent.context, is that how it goes? Yep, .ui. And then inside this UI block, we can use Anko. So we would just copy over this.
Okay, so this is where we kind of define like what each individual view looks like.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
But then so this, I don't think it returns anything, but so you do dot view, and now it's a view. So it takes whatever's in here, makes it into a view, and then we have our view.
Okay. I can see that.
And we don't know what text is going in here yet because this is just like the blank slate.
Right.
And
there are text views, but we don't know what's going to be.
Right, and the problem that gives us is that we don't have a way to address these, and we also can't do like that and then reference them later, because then T1's going to be, all those different text views. It wouldn't be the same T1 necessarily down here. So you can't do that to get access to them. So what I'd do is you just need to use IDs like we would use in XML, but you can also use them in Anko. So just make this one like 1. And so earlier when we were seeing like r.layout. whatever, that gets compiled into something that's basically just a number at runtime. So we can just use a number instead. That's fine.
Okay.
So we've got text view with ID 1 and text view with ID 2, and that gives us our view holder. And then on bind view holder, what do I call that method usually? Update. And cool. So then we have a function called update, and this should take in whatever we're going to pass in from here.
Okay.
Actually, does a position argument make sense with a map? Can we... Yeah, that doesn't make sense, right? Right.
I mean, it'd be more like an index or something, right?
Right, but there's not an index on a map.
Okay.
Right?
Sure. Yeah, no, you don't have an index on like an array.
Yeah, so this should be a list. Of pairs. Actually, no, why should I use a pair? Let's make an object for this. So what's, let's see, data class. And what should the whole thing be called? I guess just a thought, like.
Just thought, yeah.
Yeah. But then we
That's
have to
what it
name,
is,
right? But then we have to name this first part again, which we already had named as thought. Right, because there's
the top part, like overwhelmed or hungry.
right, because we've got notes.
Let's call that condition.
Yeah, right. Nice.
And then maybe do we want to hold on to the date as well?
Sure.
I mean, like we don't have to, but
Okay.
it
Well,
is available if we wanted to show the date.
Yeah, we'll get to there, I guess.
Yeah, we'll
and
do that
since
later.
this is a class, this should be capitalized. And then this is now a list of thoughts.
Okay.
Cool. And that's all you have to
That
do to
makes sense.
create a data class in Kotlin. Really easy, really helpful.
That's amazingly simple.
Yeah, it's the best. It's like, And they have a pair object, which we could have used to pair those together, but like when it's that easy, you have to do it. Cool, so we've got our list of thoughts, and then in here, we will have which position we've clicked on, so we can update this with a thought.
Hey, GoPro ready, make sure that you're viewing in full screen. With code, it's very hard to have anything maximized because we have to be able to see, layouts of things. We have to be able to see the emulator. We have to be able to see all that stuff. So we can't really make things on the screen too much bigger than they currently are. So make sure you're viewing in full screen. That will help a lot for you. So when does the on-bind view holder thing get called? Like, what is that for?
So this one gets called when your view holder comes back into the screen. So let's say that you had a view. I'm like talking with my hands, like, oh, they can't see that.
They can see your hands at least a little bit.
Yeah, but I'm like down here. Yeah, but it's easier to show here and better. But so it'd be like if we had something way down here, and then we're scrolling it back into the screen, and you need to rebind that view holder, so you got to put data back into it.
Okay, so it's like whenever it becomes visible on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like create will make the view holders exist, but this is only going to get called, maybe 10 times, however many view holders you'd ever possibly need for the screen. So this isn't going to get called all that frequently. But this is going to get called pretty much any time a view comes into the screen to make sure that it's got the right data in it.
Okay. That makes sense.
And then it's going to trigger a call to end here, where we can...
Update, and update's going to do whatever update does.
Yeah, and we can use... just use T1. This is going to equal view dot find text view r dot nope, just 1. Does find not work? Does it have to be a view group for that to work?
No idea.
Is that what I do over here? Are you a view group in here? You're a view. We find view by ID. That seems to work.
Find view by ID. There you go. Well, that makes sense because you gave it an ID, right? So
right.
You find it by its ID.
Find. How was I typing that wrong? What part of that was wrong?
I have no idea. I just know what I see on your screen, man. That's all I know.
Huh. Well, okay, I'm not really sure what was wrong there, but it works now. Yeah,
Okay.
So find view by ID is the standard one, and Anko makes that just very slightly shorter with find.
Right.
But you still have to do this part. And very recently in Android O, they've made it so you don't have to declare this anymore. They've got a generic find view function.
Right, but
which is awesome.
Android O was like just now in developer preview, right?
Right, yeah, that was like a week ago, so it's not really like you can use it.
Yeah.
Outside of an emulator, or unless you work on the Android team.
Right. I think I saw somebody post how to put it onto your Pixel, but I was like, that seems like a really bad idea.
Yeah.
I don't want to take my day-to-day phone and toss a brand new operating system on it. That seems really stupid.
Right, especially not when it's like just released.
Yeah, no, you want to wait a little while for updates.
Is that what I changed? Nope. Okay, view, still good. And this doesn't need to be a val because we use it right away.
Okay.
So if we do, so basically this, as it is now, is just a parameter, which can be used either in your creating of fields or inside an init block.
Okay.
But if we make it a variable by using either val or var, then we can also use it anywhere else inside this class. But without that, we can't.
That seems handy.
Yeah, without that, we can only use it here, and it's just like a parameter, not an actual variable in the class.
Right, it's just available inside that scope.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So we've got our thought adapter, and we need a recycler view. So in here, let's make a recycler view. And then we need to call adapter equals a thought adapter.
Okay.
And we need a layout manager, which equals linear layout. Is it manager? No, that's not it. So let's see, what is it? Okay, so I use a custom one. So it's linear layout manager, and then you create it, and then you pass it in false. So linear layout manager. Then we need a context and an orientation, which is going to be vertical. And then whether we want to reverse the layout. So no.
Reverse meaning like?
I would think it would put the last items first and the first last, but I've never done it.
Okay. Okay. It's something to play with at some point.
Yeah. So, and then now we don't so much want to do this layout for each one of those. We'll do that layout. Let's see. So result.fold that. We'll do it after the loop. And in this loop, we'll just call. Actually, let's create our adapter up here. Well, we'll have to refactor this because this is getting a little messy. But
yeah.
Val thought adapter equals thought adapter, and we'll use that to set it down here, and then in here thought adapter dot thoughts dot add, and we'll add a new thought, which we don't need the new keyword, so just condition and notes. And that should add the thoughts to the thought adapter. Then when we set the adapter, hopefully it'll show up. And I hope I didn't miss any steps. Let's find out.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing is we'll find out. I was going to say very quickly, but we'll find out as fast as it can relaunch the app.
Yeah, at Android speed.
Yes. Well, it's not even Android speed, just mobile development speed.
Yeah, true.
Because, I mean, I've played with, like, Swift and Objective-C a little bit in years past, and it's equally slow. Like,
yeah,
it's just,
they need better
it
things.
takes so long. Yeah.
And they keep trying to make like that layout stuff work and be fast, and like I have faith in them, but it's just not faster.
Yeah. What if you sped up compilation time instead of layout time?
Yeah. Okay. So
I mean, layout time affects more people, right? Because layout time is
like
something
design
users are
people.
gonna notice.
Who needs them?
I mean, you kind of do as an Android developer, right? Like,
I mean, if you're on a big team, yeah, you need design people for sure.
You need someone to buy your applications that you've made.
That's true. Wow, that's not where you should jump me. Don't jump me in there. That's no good.
Oh, I love that.
View
Like,
is
you should
already
go look
set.
at the Python source code, and it's like, I don't need to see the Python source code. I just need to see where I misused a list.
Right.
Just show me where I screwed up, not where Python said, hey, you did the thing wrong.
After. I guess maybe it helps to set a linear layout. Is that what it is? So it's telling me the view is already set, but it's not clear which view it's talking about. And so that's going to get context. How do I not have to call view on this one? So we're just and in here we'll make this a vertical layout. Okay.
I think I see what you did there. Let's see if it compiles.
Well, if it doesn't compile, then Android Studio is really slacking.
Something really wrong here.
Yeah, like, there should be red squigglies.
Alright, so it looks like it did before.
Yep. Which is exactly what we were going for.
Right.
But also
No
now it
visual
scrolls,
change,
which is
code.
different. It didn't scroll before.
It did not scroll before, okay.
No.
And now you should be able to make, like, say, overwhelmed be bold, or, you know, there are buttons that you click to expand the thing below them, or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we could have done all that before, too. It's just now we're doing it in a recycler view, so we can feel very safe about having as many feelings as we want.
Right. We can feel good about our feelings.
Yeah.
That's good.
Which, I mean, if I wasn't streaming right now, I'd go log that feeling, but...
you want me to log it for you?
Yeah. Can you give me, like, enthusiastic or, like, just... I think happy was on there. That's a good one.
Okay, so let's see. Be a judge, happy, and then feeling good about my amount of feelings.
Ooh, that's good.
There you go. There's your new one. So now you have a brand new one that you didn't have before, and you're good. All right. So what should we do now? We still got about 40 minutes left. We got plenty of time to do more fun stuff. I would say we want to make it look a little nicer, and then we want to still get the form in there at some point, the creating of a new one.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I guess that we can do with, like, the little floaty plus button and stuff, and that'll be fun. Get to play with all that fun Android stuff.
Oh, I guess...
Can we, while you're playing around with this, can we make, like, the overwhelmed, the ID 1 there, can we make that, like, bold?
Yeah.
Just to kind of, you know, visually differentiate it a little bit?
Sure, let's see.
This is where the fact that I have a design view comes out, and I'm like, well, what if we did this thing, and then this thing, and it looked nicer here, and, you know, it's fine. I get all...
Text style.
Text, of course it's text style. What else would it be?
It's never something just like, oh, bold.
Yeah, it's not like bold equals true. It has to be text style.
Okay, and that's not even giving me any options there? Come on.
I see text size.
It's close.
Text colors. Maybe it's set text style.
But it's definitely not that.
Hey, you know what? It might be.
Well, it's annoying sometimes. Well, actually, rarely. If you try to do a setter in Kotlin and then it like does that automatic thing, and you're like, no, actually, this time I want set there. Like, leave set alone. Set typeface? Is that really it?
Is that it? You have to set the typeface?
That's even more obscure. Typeface. Okay, there we go.
That's so weird.
Equals typeface dot.
Default.
Well, okay. Dot typeface. There we go. And
Oh, that's so. All right. That just seems really weird to me.
yeah.
It makes sense. Like I get what it's doing there, but it just seems so weird.
Right. There we go. Cool.
Hey, nice. Now you can kind of see like what each thing is.
And this, you can see the margin also getting applied to the whole thing.
Right. Our 8 pixels of margin there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that looks good. That looks pretty nice. It's definitely a better feeling layout than what we had before.
Right. Definitely.
Cool.
Close that. All right, what's next?
I mean, I can add tons more to the design of it, but let's not worry about that right now. Let's try getting the creation part, the posting a new one.
Sure. Yeah.
So, I don't know what you need to do in order to get a form going.
Let's. Oh, I guess we can save refactoring that for a second. Let's do this the easy way.
Okay.
So on create. Nope, there's an easier way. OCOM. What? On create options menu.
See, thought there was an easier way.
Okay.
There it is.
So this is just the menu that goes up here usually.
Okay.
And we can return true, and all that means is tells Android, hey, show this menu.
Okay.
I've,
So is that like the triple dot menu or something?
yeah.
Okay.
Or you could have it show up as an icon as well.
Okay.
So I guess we could show that. That'd be cool.
Can we do like the floaty plus sign, the material thing?
Down here?
Yeah, like down to the bottom right.
But that would be a little more difficult to do.
Okay. We'll worry about that later then.
Yeah, we can do that if we want, but let's do this.
You got a half an hour, Ben. Can't you do it in a half an hour?
Yeah, probably. But there's
how
some
long
cool
will it
networking
take,
stuff
man?
I want to do too, so.
Okay. 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 Let's just do whatever we can.
Yeah. Let's see.
Maybe like a plus sign.
Yeah, like.
What do we got? It's a lot of icons.
Yeah, there's so many icons. Maybe content. Aha! Add. Like that? Or do you like the
There we
box? Huh? Or the circle?
Either one.
Alright, we'll go with the box. Or this couch down here. That's pretty cool.
That's a weird one to have for content.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that one in an app either, but it's an option.
I think it said something like weekend as the name for it.
Yeah, so sure.
Okay.
So
I guess.
we can call this new feeling, which we don't really need a name because we're not going to show the name,
Sure.
but we do need to make this, that's Java. Menu item, and we got to make it a menu item so we can access it and call set icon, which is just icon, and then our
Okay.
dot drawable dot whatever that was just called. I see something cool. I see add black box DP, and what are you crying about? Required drawable found end. So okay, apparently there's more than one set
That's so
end.
memorable.
Set icon. There. Okay. So there was more than one version of set icon, and it was picking the wrong one for without the set.
Okay.
And then if we run this, we should have the option in there, and it should also be black.
Okay.
As in is not getting styled like the rest of that bar.
Okay. It'll stand out.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Okay. So you don't want to show up. That's fine. Menu item dot set action something action view equals menu item dot show as action always. Oh, you're gonna make me use set again, aren't you? Set action view. Cool. And then
Alright.
since I just want it to be the right color, since it will be black when we do that, I'm just gonna handle that real quick. So you get the icon. Actually, the icon should work there because that'll give us a drawable. And then dot set color filter. Pass in color dot white. And porterdef dot mode dot source atop.
Porter Duff?
Yeah. So what this is saying is replace all non-transparent pixels with white.
Okay.
And when we generated that icon, it actually generated as a vector drawable.
Right.
So we could also have just changed this to Fs, and then we'd have white.
Okay.
But that doesn't give us a lot of flexibility.
Right. Yeah. If we do it in code, then we can kind of
Right.
configure things how we want.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what did we do
Okay.
wrong? What
Wow.
have we done?
That's a lot of exceptions.
Get value. Resource not found exception. On that. Dot set. Action view. How are you throwing what? There's not a resource involved in that line. I must have called the wrong method. Let's see. Oh, yes, it is set show as action.
Oh, okay.
So set action view was probably looking for a view with this ID because this is an integer.
Right.
And it was not
okay.
finding a view with that ID in the resources.
Okay, that makes sense. So VivoSucks has asked if the options menu is considered a fragment.
No.
No, the options menu is not a fragment. All right. Good to know. Hey, we got a plus sign.
Yep, and it's white.
And it's white. All
and
right.
we can all agree that black would have looked out of place.
Okay.
So then we need to override on options. And this one should work, right? On options, item selected. Hey, cool. So then in here, normally you'd add some logic to figure out which item this is, because you presumably have a couple items.
So we know.
Yeah. So in here we can just handle whatever we want to do when that gets clicked.
Okay.
And
so we need to display some sort of sheet for them to put in to select a condition and
right.
To type in any notes that they want to type in.
Yep.
Okay.
And so there's a couple ways to do that. Probably the slickest way would be to use a dialogue of some sort or some pop-up, so you could kind of see this in the background.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But let's do it an easier way, which is perfectly valid, and just make another activity. So this will be new feeling activity. And we should extend whichever activity this one extends. App compat activity. And then override the onCreate method. Just regular old onCreate, not onCreate something. Don't even need a persistent state bundle. Just do that. That's fine. Cool. Is that... Why are you throwing a fit? Okay, I guess it wanted that to be nullable. Because, yeah, that can't be null. That makes sense. And then here, let's just... text view. Which would need to be in a layout because you can't just have a text view.
Okay.
So relative layout, and then text view. Hello. And yes, we can import text view. Okay, and then when we click on this, let's launch. There's an Anko shortcut to launch an activity, so let's see what that is.
Okay. Gotta be in here somewhere.
Yeah, maybe. There's like a few things that I feel like aren't documented as well. So,
okay.
Anko launch activity. What's going on back there? Okay, go for it. You're right. Start activity. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, that makes sense as a name.
So start activity, and that's cool. It just takes the activity as like a type parameter. So new feeling activity, and then that. And that should launch our activity, which would currently throw an error because we have not declared that activity in our manifest.
Right, okay.
So activity with the name of new feeling activity, and then close that tag. And actually that should be it. So we can close that tag right there.
Okay. Doesn't do anything special.
Yeah, so this is just all stuff to make it show up in your launcher.
Right. Okay.
So you could have an app that has multiple things showing up in the launcher, which nobody ever does. But okay, so we click here, and there we go.
Now we got hello. Nice.
So there, we've launched our new screen, and then we can do whatever we'd like that to be here. Cool.
Okay.
So what do we need?
So it's a form, in like the HTML sense,
Sure.
with two fields. So there is there's multiple fields, but there's two fields.
Okay.
One of them is going to be like a select list, like a drop down.
Ooh, okay. Lame.
And lame.
Yeah, because I don't like Android spinners.
Yeah, well, the spinners aren't great, but you've got like 20 items, so you probably want,
Yeah, we can figure that out. Okay, anyway.
21 items, actually. And then you would have your text area where you can type in your notes.
Okay.
And then I'm guessing a button to submit the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to handle the data that has to go along with the submission, because you need a couple of more things with that submission than you will get just straight from that form.
Right.
And the data that's in that spinner, I'll have to give you. You can do two values inside there, right? Like a value and then a label. One set of text that's displayed, and then one set of thing that's actually going to get submitted to the backend.
Let's see if I can find an example of a spinner.
Okay. Wow, Income's been around for 30 years.
Really? Is that what it said?
I don't know. There was a link that said something about Inco 30-year anniversary.
Wow.
I'm sure it was something that's not this Inco.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
That'd be impressive, though. That'd be really, really impressive.
Yeah, that'd be pretty intense.
Yeah.
Okay, so spinner and an edit text, right? Something for the notes.
Yeah. Spinner and edit text, and then some way to throw out,
Yeah, okay, let's
some way to submit the whole thing. And I do have an API endpoint that will give you all of the conditions. So.
Oh, nice. So we can populate that in that way, right?
Yep, you can pull it straight off the API.
Do I make a spinner in here? It says spinner right there. How are you going to tell me there's no spinners? Are you searching in that selection? In that little tiny thing? What is going on? Oh, match case. I see. How is this being imported and not used? It doesn't make any sense. Let's find the lowercase spinner. Damn it, it's still over 100.
That's a lot of locations.
Ah, there's one spinner.
All right, we got one.
What does it want? It wants an adapter. Oh my goodness.
I mean, that makes sense, I guess, right? Like.
Yeah, but I'm not looking to have a custom item for the little list item on the spinner right now. I just want to put something there.
Okay.
But yeah.
We'll get something going.
It does work okay. We can go with that. array adapter. I guess I can drag over that spinner item resource.
Sure.
Okay.
We probably won't see Corey again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. Have fun in the gorge, guys.
Going to bring Stinker.
Oh, good. Okay, what was I doing?
Setting up the thing.
Yeah, which means...
Whatever the thing is.
Yep, gotta bring back the layout directory. Okay, so we now have a spinner item. And that says okay. And what are you complaining about? Maybe that you don't match, so say array equals array 10 items, and they're all hello.
Okay. A whole lot of hellos.
Yep. And then that works.
Hey, Zerger, yeah, we are using OBS Studio. Our problem is just that sound wasn't going through our old way of working, the way it worked last week. So we have a slightly different platform here. And the way that we're doing the chat is through a product called Restream, R-E-S-T-R-E-A-M. Restream.io is the service, so that's what lets us send out to multiple platforms all at once. And they have a chat application that I'm running, so I can watch it while Ben is working. And having that running provides a webhook that Ben can show in OBS. So that's how the whole thing ties together. So that looks good.
Yeah, it does.
That looks correct.
Okay, so let's get the right items.
Okay. So you're gonna need to use your fuel thing.
Yep.
Right. To do a get.
Let's do this. Actually, I really want to do this. Array equals get items. Well, get possible feelings, right?
Sure.
Create regular function. This is going to return an array of strings.
Is it? Would
Yeah.
it be an array of double items or of pairs? One item being a value and one item being a string, like an int and a string.
Why do we need the int?
Because that's the value that actually gets submitted to the API when you
Ooh, okay.
create the item.
And that was.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a string, but you definitely have you don't send you wouldn't send the word ecstatic to the API.
Yeah,
you
right.
would send the value 0 to the API.
Gotcha. So let's return. So that's going to be
To make a new data class.
Yeah,
There you go.
exactly. And this is going to be like code, which is an integer, right? And then
Sure.
these are conditions. Condition, which is a string. Condition.
Zerger, we're
Sure.
using a platform called Zoom to do our chat. We're using that because it has video chat so that I can see Ben's screen a little bit faster than y'all will on the stream, so that we can have more of a pair programming kind of conversation.
Okay, so I'm not convinced on what this is going to be yet, but let's get
Okay.
to the good stuff.
Let's figure it out. Yeah.
So
I actually need to pop open PyCharm real quick so I can check on something. you'll want to do a git on this. So that'll
Cool.
be fuel.git. And your URL for that is going to be https://treehouse-django-feelings.herokuapp.com. You remember mostly do this, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then /API/conditions.json.
/JSON?
.json.
Okay, cool. And then that's going to give us the list?
That'll get you a JSON file full of all the conditions.
Okay, so here's a cool thing that I figured out this week about the fuel library. And that's
Okay.
that. So and actually first, let's back up a step and just pull that out so it's easier for everybody to read. Oops. So cool. So then if we put URL in here, it'll be a lot easier to read what's going on at the end of this line.
That is true.
So response JSON, and what we've been doing is JSON this one, and then inside here we've been handling our business, and this is asynchronous. So it's going to do the stuff in here on a different thread, and instead I want to do it synchronously. So to do that, it looks like this, and it's the first I've ever seen this sort of creating of variables in Kotlin, but it works, and that's pretty cool.
Oh, okay. So in Python we have a similar kind of thing where you can like unpack the variables.
Yeah.
So response JSON ends up returning 3 things, and you're pulling those out into 3 distinct variables.
Right.
Yeah, we have that in Python. It's actually a really, really, really handy construct.
Yeah. And so now this will block instead of be asynchronous.
Right, it waits until all those come in, and then you do whatever the thing is that you're going to do.
And we were using the result.fold. Okay. And from this, I guess let's just look at what we got first.
Okay.
And this would be so val something equals no, it's it, because it is the JSON, right? Yep. And which piece should I print?
You could start with
Or what's the root node? So you can print something.
it should be just a list that comes back. Like the whole thing should just be one big list, one big array.
Okay.
An array of objects, an array of dictionaries, an array of maps.
Did we deal with an array? Nope, not over there. And this one? Right? Okay, so it looked like that. Okay, so what's the array called, though?
It doesn't have a name. It's just the default one that comes out.
Don't need that workspace?
It's just the root of the whole thing.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, we can see what it does. So let's just run. Nope, 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 nope. You're not gonna run. Don't. Stop. Stop. We didn't return anything yet. Okay, that'll run now, right? Not
I don't know,
quite.
will it?
It would, but it wouldn't have called the function we're trying to test, which wouldn't have been super useful.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So, yeah, this should be more useful now.
Good. I like useful. Useful's good.
It's a good starting point, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good base, like base level.
Did you
Is
not,
it useful?
not
Yes.
run? There you go. Okay, click, which gives us focus on the emulator, and then click again. Okay, cool.
And it died.
Yay! And we died in our new activity due to a network on main thread exception. Okay, I can deal with that.
Okay.
So it wants us to do our network stuff on a different thread, which would have been the case if we weren't blocking. But we are blocking, and I'd like to be blocking. So
Okay.
what is the keyword I need for this? I believe it is suspend. And then now we should be able to block, and then in here, let's run blocking for now, though we might change that to be something else. Is that really something I have to import? Ah, man. What is that called? There's... what are you called? Okay, so to use that, we need to compile Kotlin X.
So many fun things we can add.
1, 2. Okay, and then sync by clicking on Kenneth's face.
But I'm glad my face is useful for something.
Yeah, that's an industry standard.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool being just this thing that everybody has to click on all the time.
For sure. Okay, so now this should work.
All right.
And still block. Though if I do it with launch, it won't block. Just how it works.
Okay.
Come on, I clicked you. Yay!
Alright, so we got that.
It did not error out. And
No.
filter by my backtick. Did I not log it? That would have been a mistake. Nope. There, E something.
I'm not seeing it.
Yeah. Maybe we got an error.
Maybe?
What's it in here? Oh, great. Fuel error. That would be exactly what we need to log.
Seems like a good thing to log.
Yeah. And you know, that's why they have it there.
Yeah, yeah, generally that is why they would put something there.
Just being lazy. It happens. Oh, hey, look at that.
A 500. Double check your address here. That looks right to me. Treehouse-Django-feelings.herokuapp.com/API/conditions.json.
Well, that's weird.
See? You've got it. So why would you get a 500 with that?
Right? Like, I can't throw an internal server error. That had to come from the server.
That most definitely had to come from the server.
You can try it again.
The view does not require a scope.
Got another internal server error.
Like, I can take that URL. I can open up an incognito window, right? And then request it, and what do I get there? No, that throws a 500. Okay.
Ooh.
So, you remember how we did the header thing?
Yep.
You gave it the token?
Yep.
Try,
Give it the
try
token.
that. I bet that's what it needs.
So back to main activity, we needed this guy, right?
You'll need that line 55, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
And then you'll need to pass the header in when you do the fuel.get. Okay, let's try that. See if that works.
Header, yeah, no, that should do it.
Which that's cool anyway, because that makes sure that you're validated and getting the list of conditions.
Right. That's how it should be.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
it's
the
a kind
water
of
is soaking.
a silly thing to protect, but at the same time, whatever, you know.
Best practices.
Yeah, it's good to protect everything. Be paranoid.
What did I do?
Oh no!
All right, let's find out.
Did it not have the prefs thing, maybe?
Oh, that's cool. Look, we got stuff.
Yep, you got them.
We got a JSON exception.
Okay.
Is that not
Something it doesn't like about that JSON?
in that
I
line?
mean, it's valid, plain everyday JSON.
Mm. Let's do it, and then do that, and then
Or at the very least, my JSON validator is not complaining about it.
this cast can never succeed. Okay.
I don't know what you're trying, but you can't do it.
Really, that cast can't succeed, and then there's just a dot array method. Feels like it can succeed.
It seems like it would work, yeah.
in0 to s dot length -1. Here, let's e s of I.
Okay. So just loop through, print them all out.
Hopefully, yeah.
Right, that's the plan.
Right. Because we weren't expecting whatever happened last time with that. It's not JSON stuff.
Right, but it is JSON.
Right.
It just wants to complain about it.
Okay,
say it's not.
that seemed to work.
Okay, it didn't explode.
Jump to the bottom.
Success.
Jump to the bottom. Hey, look at that. There's all the values.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay. So yeah, the value is the value of the thing that gets submitted to the API, and the what is the other one called there? The label is what you would show to the end user.
Okay, so we need values and labels. Label. And then this, let's call this values and labels. This would be possible conditions. Or it's just, this is a condition.
Right.
So then...
I mean, if you want the value that actually gets submitted to the API, it will just be called condition. But it will be that value number. So whatever number is inside value, that's what will be submitted to the API.
Cool.
As the keyword condition.
So get possible feelings, this should return an array, or I guess we could just do a list, that's easier. A mutable list of conditions. And then in here we can make our conditions, and this is just going to be a mutable list of nothing.
Mutable list of nothing.
Yep. Codition.
Okay.
Which you do have to do, because otherwise you'd have to set it to null, which would mean you'd have to make the variable itself nullable, and it's nice to have it be not nullable.
Sure. I understand that.
So we've got, we did not end up needing something.
No, you didn't use something at all.
Got the array. So for n there, oops. Cool. So I'll so condition equals condition array of I, and and then
array I dot
value,
value.
right?
Mhm.
No get array? What are you talking about? Would array of I not be JSON? It should be a JSON object.
I would think it would be.
So JSON object, then
It wouldn't be
okay, what
S
are we
though, right? It
complaining
would be
about?
value.
Oh my goodness. So okay, this is going to be a little more complicated, and it would not be in Python.
Yeah, this would be pretty simple in Python.
Just be like, well, it's that, and we're done. So
That's the fun thing about multiple languages.
yeah, so do get it as a JSON object, then we're gonna get the value, and then we're gonna do integer. It should be integer int dot parse. Yeah, string to long should do it. Well, that's cool. It's just like that. Dot to int. Okay, let's do this the long way.
To string dot to int.
This feels so wrong.
That does feel very weird. Okay.
Value and then what was it? Label.
Label, yeah. So we have hit noon, so I think let's get this done, and then we'll just have to. I have an appointment I have to get to, so I can't.
Gotcha.
hang out and log stream this week, unless you want to try and just do the rest of it on your own without me, which is totally cool.
Well, let's see if we can't finish it up in 10 minutes, maybe. Is that
Yeah, that
within
can
your
work.
time frame? Reference
Let's go as
array.
fast as possible.
Yeah, right.
Unresolved reference array.
Would you get the things in front of that? Oh, I'm using the wrong ones. Gosh.
Oh no! Don't do that! Don't use the wrong ones.
Should work, right? Gonna work. Oh, crap. Okay.
So everybody, if you have any questions for us before we wrap up the stream, be sure and post them in chat now, so we can start answering them as we go. Since there's a little bit of a round trip delay between us seeing things, you hearing them, and then you typing things and us seeing them.
You see it, Kenneth?
That looks like you got them.
We got them.
Looks like you got them. All right. So now you're just gonna send them back out.
Yeah, as soon as I can hide that. There we go. So then add this to our list, conditions.add, and we'll add a new condition with value, comma, label,
Right.
and stop doing that red squiggly. Nice. Okay. Then we just return conditions. Nice. And then let's call this conditions equals. Since we're using the word conditions, let's refactor this.
Right.
And
Makes sense.
we can make this run blocking just be a little bigger. And then
Right, because there's no reason to block only the one little bit. Like,
right, conditions dot array. Really? Dot to. Oh, right.
would it not just be conditions? Oh, that's right. You got to return the conditions.
Yeah, I took that out so we could test it.
Simeon, the next stream will be next Friday. So that will be the 6th of April. No, that'll be the 7th of April.
Cool.
That's how dates work. You'd think I would know this by now. That's how dates work. So yeah, that'll be the 7th of April.
Man, it needs to be an array of strings. So, val string conditions equals conditions dot map. Go back on one line. Not map. It dot label. Nice. I am not comfortable enough with my functional stuff that happens like that all the time, but this time it happened.
I love functional programming.
So we
It's my
have
favorite
pulled,
kind of programming.
basically just pulled the labels out and put it into a different array.
Yep. Nice. All right. So will that give us our our proper feelings in a label there?
I hope so.
Or in a spinner, rather, not in a label. That makes no sense. All right, we hit the plus sign. It takes a minute to do the
All
request.
right.
And now it says ecstatic by default, but you can pick all the other ones if you want.
Yep.
Nice.
Got it.
Nice, nice.
Cool.
All right. And then you would add your notes, and then we would hit submit, and we would post something to the thing.
Yeah.
Which I think we can do in just a couple minutes. That really shouldn't take that long.
Yeah, I've got my on-click button. What do I need to do?
Okay, so on click, we would need to post, right, to the endpoint. So yeah, this would be a fuel.post. You're gonna need that header again.
Okay.
And your URL is the same URL down there, but instead of conditions.json, it will be thoughts, and you can just do /thoughts/ you don't have to do the .json.
Like that?
Yep, that should work. So you're going to post to that with your header, and the data that you're going to post is going to be the condition's value. So whatever the value is of the condition that they picked.
Okay. So.
And then whatever their notes are. And that should be it, actually.
Would that, so what would that be? Would that be like HTTP body? No, that doesn't sound
I
right.
think that's what we...
Would it be
I think
body?
you just called it .body.
Let's see what we
Yeah,
got.
pop back over to your main activity, right? Because we have the login thing.
Oh, is that a post?
Yeah. Where we did the login, that was a post.
Get post body. Yep. And it was just equals and ampersands.
Okay, yeah, the body was all form encoded kind of thing. Cool. Which that one, I'm not... That's probably not the way we want to do. You probably want to post JSON to this, actually, in the body.
Okay.
And we'll just need to set the media type on your thing. So I'll start looking that up for you while you write your JSON there.
Okay. I'm not sure how to post the JSON.
Yeah. So how do you do a request type of application JSON for fuel? We both start Googling trying to find this one. We're like, how do you do that? How do you change the post type? There has to be a way.
Let's check out. Header body response JSON.
Response in JSON. Post blah blah blah. I mean, they're just showing it like they're just posting JSON, but
Yeah,
I think
but
you need
would
to
they
say that it's JSON?
would they have set the content type And the header though? You think that's it?
That should work. Yeah. Yeah. That should work.
Data. Yeah, because that's what I'm doing here.
Yeah, that should work. Try that. What's the worst that happens? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll work or it won't.
Oh darn it! I had that properly formatted. Okay, so there's that, and then okay, so what is this?
So then your body is gonna have the JSON. So you need that, and then you need an escape quote. I have it open here so I can see it. Okay. So and then the word condition inside the quotes.
And then
there, that will be the value of the condition that they picked.
crap, we need to have you available, Mr. Spinner. My spinner dot.
My spinner.
Can you not tell me which one is selected?
Selected item ID.
Oh, is that it?
I saw one there that said that. I'm guessing that's just the ID of which one is selected. Oh wait, you get selected item right there.
Selected item position. That seems more useful, right? Because we got to get it back to the, or do no, because we want, right? Because we need the ID. So yeah, that's what we want is position. So
okay.
We can do val.
So that would be conditions, and then whichever item has that thing, right?
Like
could you just pull that straight out of conditions?
What? Well, isn't that what I'm doing here?
Oh. Sure. Okay.
Right?
I guess. Okay.
And since this is an integer, we should just be able to put it in without any stuff.
Right.
Any of that.
Wait a minute. You have dot label on there. That should be dot value. On line 38, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, and then so your next one is notes. And then this is whatever notes they gave, if they gave any notes.
Yeah, so
That's your notes edit text thing.
edit text dot text dot do I have to call toString or is there another text step? Let's just try toString. And then put that there. And then close it, right?
Yeah.
Dot body. Add the body.
Mm-hmm.
Then dot. Guess we can just do the JSON response thing.
Yeah, I mean, assuming it's successful, I would think we would just close that view and take them to their list, which needs to be updated.
Right. Where is the error? What are you complaining about? There we go. Okay, so should we run this and see if we get this coming through?
Let's test it, yeah.
Or, well, actually, let's see. We can also inside onClick just call finish, which will finish the activity.
Okay.
And bring us back to the other activity that won't update the other activity.
Okay, that's fine though. We can handle that later.
Yeah, I'm just excited that I got this this working with the suspend, so that we've got, you know, basically
yeah, no, that's really nice. That works really well.
no callback hell at all. And so click here. I guess we could have given a label to that button. Oh, frustrated.
Yeah. Let's test this, and then I gotta jump. So.
Cool. Spelling still counts though.
Yeah, spelling always counts.
So clicked the button, brought us back to this screen. Yay.
Nice. I can check actually real quick and see if you have one that was just posted that was called rough or
Post.
frustrated. You do, and it says having a rough day, so it definitely went into the database. So you just need to update that view and it goes back.
And there we go. Yeah, that worked. Awesome.
That's awesome. So we've got it working. So it fetches the stuff, it posts new ones, it does everything we want. We just need to, finish a few things, right?
Yeah.
Make it
we've
update the list, make it,
not time out after a week with the refresh off key.
Yeah. But that's stuff we can all figure out later.
So there we go. I closed
awesome.
the app and it's right there.
Nice. All right, cool. So I think that's going to do it for us this week. We'll be back. I'll be back next week. Do you want to do another week, Ben, or
Sure.
to tidy up the app, or do you want to call it where it is?
Oh, I'd love to do another week.
All right, so next week we'll be back with Ben. We'll do one more week on Android, maybe more. We'll find out, but at least one more week.
Yeah, we'll
on
see.
Android. We'll tidy up the app, make it look really pretty, make it do all the stuff we want it to do. But thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, thanks everyone.